happening, players and players? It's your boy King Talk back one more time now. I did a video on this the other day, actually a good video, and unfortunately my dumb ass fucked it up. So we're gonna run it back again. This is the Fishing Sim World Pro Tour. It's a game that's maybe be a little obscure to a few people. They may not think it has a lot of action, but if you're a true gamer who likes a game that takes a little bit of skill, a little bit of effort and understanding and know-how, I suggest it because it's a really dope game. It's very expansive, and it's not a game where you can just get on and press buttons and do shit. It's unforgiving. You have to know exactly what you're doing or you're not going to have the success that you're looking for. So the video I showed the other day was a prime example of that. I went out to a lake and did a tournament that I wasn't used to doing, and for 20 minutes I did not get one bite, not one fish. Turn around the next tournament in something I was more comfortable with and caught over 200 pounds of fish and just ran away with that tournament. So it's very much a game based on skill and know-how and knowing what exactly it takes to get the job done, whether that's understanding the depth of water or the murkiness of water or how fish act and what particular bait they bite. Like I said, it's a very thorough game. I enjoy it a whole lot, so we just gonna go ahead and get into it. I think I'm about halfway through this tournament. This is the tournament that I was speaking about the other day, where I actually bombed the one before that I usually win, and I came in this one expecting just to not do anything, and I actually came away with the win. So we're gonna go back at this again and see exactly how it works. Alright, so basically, you know, you're gonna have your different tackle boxes, your different setups. As you can see to the right, this is a 2-day tournament with 20-minute rounds. And in the first round, I actually caught 154 pounds of fish. For that first round, it's a cumulative total that'll give you the win at the end. So right now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get into it, because I spent all my time explaining all the lures and the different hooks and all the different stuff last time, and y'all didn't get to see it because I'm a dumbass. So basically I'm just gonna give y'all some hot gameplay here for about another 17-18 minutes, and hopefully we come away with a win. Just check it out and show your love on the video. Let me know how y'all really feel about this video, because it is something different that I'm doing. And if y'all had seen the video the other day, y'all would actually understand how actually hard that is to just be able to throw the hook like that and not, you know what I'm saying, all up on the wall and stuff, because it is like I did just there. I screwed that completely up, because it is it's a very precision-based game, and you do really need to know exactly what you're doing, or it's not going to work for you very well. So hopefully we can get in here and get a few bites and get a few things going. This tournament in particular is oh, here we go. We got action. So we got our first bite of the day. This tournament right here in particular is a carp tournament, so we're only pursuing that particular type of fish. Anything else won't count for our totals. And that's what makes this game very unique, is if you want to get down to creative mode, I'm definitely a guy, but my character is a female. I happen to be a black guy, and the black guy that you're able to make on here look like a Mexican. You know, no offense to anybody, but you know, I actually created a female character. But what I want to say is, what this game lacks in the creative mode, as far as the detailing, the editing, and what you could do for your character, it makes up for 1,000-fold in gameplay and actually having to have skill in order for things to go off. So we got another bite right here. We're gonna check this out, and hopefully we got us another nice carp on here. There's a million things you can do. There's a million tournaments that you can play. There's online tournaments, as well as you know, you're pro and you're in the elite series, which you kind of have to work your way up in the career mode. Um, this is just a really dope game, and if you like something different outside of the norm, 2K, you know, Madden, things that I play on a regular, you'll see that September 4th. Y'all look out for my 2K, you know, premiere video. You know what I'm saying? That's the day that it drops. This is a game that I think a lot of people sleep on because it is a fishing game, but this is a game that requires true skill. You can't just get on here and press buttons. You can't get on here and pick the best team. You have to get on here and you have to know what you're doing. And, you know, that's the only way it's going to work for you. So, you know, I've been gaming for a while, and those are the type of games that I like. I like games that are fun, but I like games that are also, you know, while they're fun, they're not too easy. They're a bit of a challenge. And this is, I really like this game as far as that goes. And then it's just something different to play. You know, when you're doing this type of thing. And what I really like about it is how difficult it is. It's very unforgiving. Look at him. Look at him right there. Look at him. Look at him. It's very unforgiving. What the hell are you doing? It's very unforgiving. Oh shit. Well, thought I was gonna drop this in the water, but we got a bite. It's very unforgiving in the fact of it's not the fish are not just gonna bite because you're throwing it in the water. There is no difficulty setting. The difficulty is just the game. That's how hard this game is. There's no easy, no normal, no none of that. It's just the game. So you better, ooh, that's a nice fish right there. You better bring your A game when you coming with this one. You know, the video that I launched the other day, I literally casted and changed baits and did everything that I could think of for 20 minutes and did not get one bite because I wasn't using the right thing. And that's what makes it a challenge, is you have to be knowledgeable. Like, see, like that right there? That's not good. That's a tench. Even though it's a nice sized tench, you know, compared to most, it's not what we're fishing for. So that was kind of a waste of bait. And like I said, I'm actually doing halfway decent with this casting. This is not easy at all. You have 2 or 3 different ways. Okay, we got another bite. You got 2 or 3 different ways that you can actually cast, and they're all situational, you know, used for, you know, whether you're, like right now I'm fishing at a creek where I don't have that much distance to throw out, so I have to use a different casting mode, or I'll be throwing into those silos over there. You have where if you want to throw in a specific area, you kind of do a sidearm cast, which gives you a little more precision, and then you have the old school overhead that's just like throw it to your mama house. But you're gonna have to understand. I'm not gonna say master, because I haven't mastered any of this shit, but then again, I might not be as good as I think I am. But you're gonna have to understand and pretty much master all this stuff. Like, once again, that's not a good look. That's not the fish that we're looking for. Even though, alright, it's crazy, that's not the fish we're looking for, but this is actually a trophy catch because he's a one-of-a-kind fish. When you see these fish, they'll have a name. Like, that particular fish is called a bream. B-R-E-A-M. But as you look at the species right here, it says roly-poly. That's because that's a fish of legend, or basically, you know, a fisherman would say the one that got away. It's a fish that's very unique because of its size and, you know, the difficulty it is to catch it, even though I kind of made that easy, but that's what I do. Alright, so we'll move my hooks around a little bit because the last 2 bites I've gotten, I got things that I really didn't want to get. And actually, I want to stay pretty close in this particular area when I'm casting, because carp tend to stay closer to banks, and they really like coverage, so I'm kind of fishing in the lily pads. That's what I want to do, is keep it close to the lily pads, because I'm having success right there. Not as much as success as yesterday, because they're catching up. But I guess at this, I'll show you the different casting modes that you can do. So right now I'm just gonna, waste one and just chunk it, and you can just chunk it out there. And once again, I'm gonna tell you, that's not easy. You have to have the timing just right, the release, the angle, everything just right in order to even get the hook in the water. That's what I like about this game, is the challenges that'll come up just because of doing the basic things that you have to do to compete the game. Anybody can get on a game and press XXA or any of that, but it takes hand-eye coordination to throw this hook out. And I'm playing with upgraded items right now from what I've earned, so that's what's making it look like the fish are just easy to get in. Nah, bro. When I first started playing this, some fish I would have to fight for almost 30 minutes because I didn't have big enough hooks or strong enough line, or my pole was a piece of shit. So it's not easy at all. Okay, right now we got hook. We got bites on multiple hooks, so I'm gonna need to go ahead and try to get him in so I can see what's on the other one. This particular tournament, you're using steel baits, which are baits that you, oh, that's way out there, which are baits that you just kind of stick in the water and you're waiting for a bite to come. There's also, a mode specifically for bass and predator fish, and those are the fish that you're going to use a lure for, and that's when you actually get to utilize the boat and the trawl mode and all that. But all there's a lot to learn, because along with knowing how to use the boat and the depth radar and all that stuff, you got to know what bait to use. You have to know what bait to use. You can have the best stuff on this game, but if you're not using the right bait, you're not getting a bite. And if you do get a bite, it's probably not the right fish. Let's see what we got here. Alright, we got just under 10 minutes left in the tournament. I'm in pretty good shape because of the lead that I had, but I would still like to stack probably another 30 to 40 pounds of fish on top of my total right now, just to make sure. And once again, that's not helping me right here. And what's crazy about this is, you see that last fish, it said the species was a roly-poly, and this one said it's a bream. Even though it's identical fish, it's because the other one was a trophy catch. But I'm using baits that are supposed to be specifically for carps. But of course, everybody loves a free meal, so I'm not catching what I need to catch. I really don't want to move from this spot though, so I'm not gonna leave it there. I'm gonna try my luck a little bit more. Like I said, I got a pretty nice lead, so I think I can toy with it a little bit. I should be okay. Let's see if I can kind of stock up over here. Alright, and sometimes it'll let you do that, and sometimes it doesn't. It just kind of depends. I'm not getting much action over here. Normally I would let these sit, but the reason that I'm moving is because I actually am catching a nice amount of fish, so I'm not really too big on moving right now. I'm gonna try to set this in the middle, and you can do all kinds of things, man. Like, as soon as I set this hook in the middle, I'm gonna show you kind of like the baiting system you can actually use to attract the fish. This game has so much detail in it. Shout out to the people who actually took time to do something different and make this game, because you can tell that they really took their time and they cared about what they were doing, because they did the right thing with this one. They went in with it. They paid attention to detail, and they put the right things on the game, you know. A lot of people would have probably put it where I could ride around with gold teeth and fucking a Cadillac on rims, and I could spend my money and buy all this shit. They didn't do that. What they did is they focused on the game and the skill that it takes to actually do this shit. And that's something that's different from nowadays, and I appreciate it. But we're down about 6 minutes. Left in this particular tournament. I'm up by 23 pounds. They gained some ground, because actually I haven't been doing good. I started this round with over 150 pounds. So I've only got about 43 pounds of fish, which is, I can do that on 1 fish or 2 fish. So I'm really not catching exactly what I need. But that's a nice one right there. That'll put me up a little bit more. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was crazy how I did that. I didn't mean to do that, but it worked for me. I hooked my other hook because I threw both of them out there ugly. Was able to drop the one in the water. I don't want to leave that there because I want to show y'all. Oh, I never get time. I wanted to show y'all about the spod mix, and with this particular tournament, the cane, where you can actually take bait, whatever bait that you're using, and you can put it in. It's like this little net that you drop in the water on the end of a reel, and it'll actually attract the fish to try to get your, you know, your strike success up a little bit more. And also with the cane, what you actually do is it's a piece of bamboo where you load the bait, whatever it is, in the back of the bamboo, and you throw it with the cane, and you can drop it in the water, and it just kind of sits there, like feeding you know, fish, and it'll attract the fish to that particular spot wherever you're fishing. But as it is right now, I'm really not having to do that. I'm in a pretty good spot, and maybe one more fish should do it for me. I'm kind of worried about this Liam Smith guy. I don't know who the fuck Liam Smith is, but he needs to chill out. Like I said, see, this is what I'm used to. In the beginning, I was just throwing it in there like it was nothing, but this is not easy. Let's see. I don't know what happened. Okay, there we go. I do a little bit better where I can rear back and just throw it to, you know, next week. Just throw it out there. But this particular tournament is about precision and knowing what you're doing. Okay, so we got a bite on 2 right here, and anytime that you have a bite, you'll know it because you'll get a notification, a bell will ring, and if you're paying attention, of course, you can see the number moving. So hopefully we got a nice size one on here. Looks like I'm gonna have a bite on 1. Okay, so we got 2 fish on line right now, and hopefully I can get this one in time to bring that other one in. Go on and get this dub, because we don't take no L's, you know. And now we have a bite on all 3 lines, so if I can pick it up, maybe I can get all 3 fish, because, you know, that's so you still have to fight the fish. So, but this is what I want right here. This is the ideal of what you want right here, is to get the fish in kind of like a feeding frenzy, because you're throwing the baits in the same areas, so that way you can get multiple bites at the same time, and that's how you accumulate a higher score. Alright, we're gonna get him out of the water. Really don't have time to look at him. Get him out of there. We're gonna pick up one of these other lines. I don't know which one went under first. It's gonna get one. And that's, let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Maybe if I press it, yeah, we should be able to get all 3 fish in, because this is not a carp and it's small. I really want to break my line. I can always set my tension settings up on my reel to give the fish less strack, but when you do that, you have a chance of breaking your line easier. But I'm trying to get him in so we can get all 3 fish. Let's get out of here. You're not even worth me looking at. We got to get to this one before it's gone. We got 1 minute and 18 seconds to pull this fish in. We just secured the bag. You know what I'm saying? The win is at hand. So let's get this last fish in here and wrap this video up. Like I said, if you're in a rush, like I'm fighting the clock right here, you can adjust your tension on the rod, but you take a chance at losing the fish anyway when you do that, because they can break it. But it allows you to guide the fish a little bit better. With the bigger fish, they're gonna snap it. You see how that meter on the right is going up to where it's peaking almost? The bigger fish are gonna snap that. That's not bad. Alright. So we got 8 seconds left. We sitting on top. You know, and that's my summary of the Sim World Fishing. Really dope game. And like I said, I'm gonna explain this one more time. There's probably about 100 trophy fish that you can catch on this game. And you know, a good bit of monster fish that are just out of this world that are hard to hook. But what I mean by trophy fish is, if you look at these fish, you know, all the names are pretty generic. You got leather carp, common carp, tench, but then you have roly poly right here. Roly poly is name specific because that is a trophy fish for this particular area, and the criteria is usually that fish is bigger than the normal fish of that species, or it's just, you know, some kind of lore to it. But this is actually the second video where I've at this particular place. The last video that y'all didn't get to see because I'm a dumbass, I caught the carp trophy fish from this area that's name is Wilkes. So we caught 100 pounds today. That ain't bad. Alright. I'm in a pro tournament at this point, so even though it says I'm in 31st, I'm in 31st in the carp tournament, you know, alone. Altogether, what you're really trying to do is the money. That money really doesn't mean anything. What you're trying to do is amass followers in order to get sponsors, to get more money, not to use. I don't get that. They could have put something a little more on there. Let me buy something, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, something extra. You know, you can buy boats, you can do all that stuff, but I want to buy something else. You know, they could have did that, but for the game's sake of the play and all that shit, I'm kind of glad they didn't. But it's a really dope game if you want to play something different and you're looking for a challenge. All these so-called gamers out here, I challenge you to get on this game and dominate over anything. And I challenge you to do that, because it's a game based purely on skill. It's not based on button pressing. It's not based on glitches. It's not based on anything but pure knowledge of your surroundings and what's going on, and the bait that you have, and, you know, doing the right thing at the right time and getting a little bit lucky. But that's how we're gonna wrap it up for the night. Shout out to DF1. You know what I'm saying? It's King Tote. It's 2G4E. Y'all know what it is. I'll catch you next time.